Welcome anyone and everyone to the stream. Whoever and whatever that might entail, be accompanied with. We're starting much later. It's now 3:27. We'll just dive into it with a brief recap of everyone transporting back to the Wizard's Tower and settling down for 1 week. Over which point they explore the new levels and shit.
Yeah, hi present me. Just make sure to skip to time minute 30.
Why minute 30?
I don't know. Look, guys. I'm trying to fuck with like future me, and y'all are ruining it.
Future him, don't listen to your past self. Your past self is full of shit.
He knows this.
Yeah. All procrastinators know this. Self-imposed deadlines don't mean anything because you know the person who set that deadline and they're full of shit.
Hey, you never know. Maybe future me would have forgotten / present me.
Exactly.
This is just past me talking. Anyhow,
you're listening to the voices of dead people.
Set the scene for me.
After all the fish in the koi pond have thoroughly been frozen solid by Gugo lounging around in it for the whole week, Suck has been, I assume, training profusely, which we haven't done his level up, but I assume he's taking Monk. Is that right, Zuck?
He will be taking Monk.
Okay, then. Yeah, he just does Monk things for a week. Draxus here is coming to the gripping reality of his new item as it torments his nightmares for a full week. And everyone's weirded out by Gaia decomposing in her sleep and then being completely fine when she wakes up.
Why am I decomposing in my sleep?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll go ahead and say that Isaiah is just out and about doing other shit. Maybe something about an existential crisis about his brother yelling at a god. That did upset him a lot last session, so we can go ahead and rule into that for now. Isaiah's off doing something.
Isaiah doesn't have a god.
I didn't say his god, I said a god.
A god, got it.
Maybe the possibility of everyone being annihilated on the spot. But, you know, details that only Isaiah could possibly answer. After their week of rest...
It's a real shame.
Go ahead.
As I know what kind of would happen physique to go to 4.
What?
Asking because I still haven't decided what to do with mine.
You're asking level up questions that you should have asked at any point during this week, or been on several hours earlier when I was handling that shit. Anyone that hasn't leveled up, you're fucking shit out of luck. We'll do it after the session.
Okay.
Because you do not, A, reach out to me at any point during the week, or B, get on early enough to do it ahead of time. But no mind that. We will open the scene with everyone waking up to the sound of people banging at the door. Baying for Draxus.
Who's banging?
People.
Okay, Draxus is gonna open a door and he's be like, "Who is this? What do you want?"
You open the door and there's a small horde of people. Closes door, turns around.
Yeah, he's gonna like slowly kind of shut the door, but like keep it cracked. He's gonna be like, "Can I help you?" And he's gonna jam his foot in the door to make sure no one can like push in.
You're getting multiple requests for mana crystals for various research reasons.
He's gonna go and lift up his fingers and rub them together in the sign of money.
Like 4 to 5 people begin shoving papers over the crack of by order of the tower for research purposes. Like just
Draxus is gonna go ahead and say, "Look, y'all keep going and throwing paperwork at me like this to get what you want instead of bargaining with me. I'll just leave again. How does that sound?" Hmm?
the tower
I'll
will
do
pay
that.
you. We have important research to do.
Be like, "Oh, congratulations! Don't we all? Everyone's got quote unquote important research." And he's gonna look over at someone and be like, "Jeffrey over here spent all his mana crystals that I gave him trying to enlarge in rabbits. Rabbits. Okay. What important research does that have to do? Giant Lucky Charms?
We have to raise fewer rabbits for more meat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. Alright. Look, what you got? Y'all gotta give me stuff to get stuff, right?
As you like read one of them says something about you only catch the word big swimmies as he's like moving it about.
Bixfamies?
Big swimmies, like in bold letters. The various monsters in the water.
I'm gonna go ahead, reach out, and be like, "Hand me that one. Give me that one. Let me read it."
It has rough details about him researching ways of being unnoticed by them.
I'm gonna look at the amount of mana crystals he's requesting.
25.
Dear God.
For like month.
I have 17 on me now. Alright, I'll start working on these things. I'm pretty sure I can increase my amount of making crystals thanks to the tower's extra natural mana.
You grab that one. I'm accepting this one. Close the door.
Yep. Like, everyone else better go and hand me something interesting.
Doors closed. You begin hear bickering on the other side.
I'm gonna open the door and be like, "Who said that? Y'all keep complaining. I won't do it. Huh? Now go away. Come back once this request is filled."
Go away or bring me something interesting. Someone pulls up. I have something for permanent body modifications.
Like, "Oh yeah, what permanent body modifications do you have?"
Huge titties, possibly.
Be like, "Huge titties, you say?"
Strokes.
And he's gonna act like he's really thinking about it. Just be like, let me think about that for a few. All right, come back in an hour. I'll let you know what I've decided. He's gonna shut the door and summarily forget about it, acknowledging that it was stupid and just wanted to waste the guy's time when he comes back later.
As expected. Yeah, you're viewing this short, detailed letter, and yes, it is the Wizard's Tower is basically granting the person who put in for this a grant for mana crystals from whoever will provide them. And those that accept it do get stuff from the tower. Or payment, if you wish.
Well, I mean, fuck it. I guess I'm just gonna start doing some of this. Because people need mana crystals, and that's kind of my guy's job, and he loves doing his job, honestly.
I don't know why, but you know what? I'm not gonna say I like to imagine. I'm stating it. The door leads directly into, like, the main dining room, where, like, everyone's sitting. So it's like, everyone's just, like, looking over from breakfast at you.
Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me! He's gonna yell. He's gonna slam the door again.
Go crunching on a frozen fish.
God.
His
You're
aura is
disgusting,
cold,
Google.
freezing. Things freeze around him. The chair he's on is covered in a thin coating of ice.
Disturbing.
Yeah, he sits at the end of the table, so no one's affected by his shit. Anyone at the table wish to speak? Everyone's just quietly at breakfast.
Yeah.
Anything interesting?
What just happened?
Charles asked you something.
Charles, say what?
Wow. Charles started to speak, then Guy started to speak. Basically, he was asking if anything interesting happened to her. Because he decided, all right, the guy said not to look at him, so I'm not looking at him.
I'm gonna look over at Charles and be like, Charles, you're fine. Okay, I'm just talking about everyone else who's looking at me because they want mana crystals. All right, they don't love me like you do.
They don't love me like you do, Charles. I shall pull that quote out of context and use it everywhere. Continue.
Charles raised his visor just so Draxus can see he has a raised brow.
Like, don't you look funny at me, Charles? All right, we've been through
Alright, I
some crap
understand.
together. All right.
Guy giggling at the table.
Yeah, I'm just chuckling and eating breakfast.
Skuzak
I
is
just have
probably
my
eating
bonsai
a,
tree
I
next to
imagine
us.
Skuzak's eating like a full plate of bacon, just
But I wouldn't.
a plate of just a
Mm.
mountain of bacon and sausages.
This is like meat. And I probably could have phrased that better.
Charles rotates and keeps his raised eyebrow. Anyway, Guy, I started to cut you off. Continue.
No, I'm still just laughing at everything that's happening. Eating
Patiently
breakfast.
waiting for you to
with my-
stop.
Anyway, Draxus, you asked if there was anything interesting.
Yeah,
asked me
Charles, the only thing interesting that's been going on is nothing. I'm right back to where I used to be. I realize you guys
Is your
aren't
repressed
used
feelings
to
for Charles?
like, I realize everyone else to a degree, or most people here, aren't used to just living at the tower the way that myself and Isaiah have. So, the things that might come as a surprise to you is a normal nuisance for me. As example, I have had a crowd of people banging on my door all morning just because they want mana crystals, and I forgot I used to do that for free. Then I roll around with you guys, go through a terrible desert planet for a little while, get kind of miserable walking through a temple
I
full
think it
of...
was nearly a month.
Yeah, okay, about a month. Like walking through a crystal place that I absolutely loved, only to completely get yeeted out of it. And I think I've learned a thing or two, such as they should pay me and give me decent something instead of me just doing everything for free. So, thanks to you guys, I learned a special, valuable lesson: greed. It's a beautiful thing.
And this fucking shield!
I
Yup.
prefer to consider that awareness.
I will say,
Alright.
those of you that are looking at Draxus, notice that the shield is no longer on his arm, but on his back. You've never seen it there before.
Can I now see that he's, like, bound with it? Since I'm a cursed wizard? No?
That's not something you just notice.
Okay.
Although, if you could see magic, that is something you could notice.
Fair.
Draxus, who
Well-
can see magic, definitely looked in a mirror and saw it on himself.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It appears as thin black lines that coat his figure.
I used to be beautiful.
A fluorescent green.
Man.
But now there's a weird black accent that just wraps around him. Like
I
spaghetti.
look at him and I'm like, oh my god, Draxus, are you pregnant? You're glowing.
Gonna look over at her,
So
be like, "Really? Am I pregnant?"
yeah.
Be like, "What? Are you a tree or something?" Be like, "Wait, not yet. Right.
Funny. Funny. You're gonna rustle my leaves. Don't do that. You piss me off. Throw you over.
Gonna go
Eyes are firmly closed.
Gonna look over at
She's gonna be AFK for maybe a minute or 5. Oh boy.
Nothing new. Continue.
well, never mind. On my looking over at Suck, I'm going to look
Turn
back
to
over.
Suck. Suck stands up and walks away with an empty plate.
I'm like, okay. We're gonna look over at Charles. So
Charles closing
Charles.
down visor.
I'm like, nope, get back here, Charles.
Don't worry, I've turned up the volume. Hear you just fine.
I'd be like, that's what people who turn down the volume say. But all right. So I've got this wicked idea of trying to build spaceships that are very strongly magic based, kind of like a wizard capital ship, if you will, where we have a center construct that is purely of essentially a giant mana crystal. And I thought maybe you might be the one to help me out with such a small, not at all pricey endeavor. Eh?
For a few seconds, you thought it was just going to be awkward silence. Then Charles calmly takes out a multi-purpose communications device, types a few buttons, and a diagram of what he was working on while stuck on that planet comes up. Starts things in such a way to show that's strangely coincidental. I was thinking of doing quite similar with your crystals as its core.
I'm gonna go and look over this diagram, which I'm then gonna attempt to be like, hey, can you make this like a hologram so I can kind of fuck with it, look around? You know, some
now
like
the power cursor for a moment. Kaboom.
Yes.
Can Charles do that? Or is he gonna need something?
You need a projector for that.
Alright, can he make one, or is it something that's more easily just bought?
It's far easier to buy one. And it's only a 6-hour trip
Alright.
to buy one.
Going to need to purchase as one, but
Be like,
yes,
oh
I-
wait, Charles, don't even worry about it, man. I'm gonna stand up and be like, hey, Cliff Rogers. I'm gonna be yelling at a mage who's eating like across the way, like, hey, you still got that star projection thing that you always are looking around for magic and you always seem to be failing at? Yeah, can I borrow that?
No.
Be like, hey, come on, man. I gave you the mana crystals to make that thing, and you didn't give me anything but empty promises.
Go ask Flint.
Flint? Man, you know Flint's a homophobe. I'm not gonna ask Flint.
Then go ask what's his name?
Be like, I don't know what's his name is, man. Wait, you talking about Jeffries?
Possibly.
Ah, fuck. All right,
The
fine.
message
I'll
wizard.
remember.
Go ask him.
You're worthless, Cliff.
George or whatever.
I'm gonna just like sit back down and be like, all right, well, if you don't mind, Charles, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go talk to Jeffries. And I'm gonna like rub my or like scratch my head for a second, and be like, if that's really his name. Oh well, I'll be back. He's gonna stand up, take his plate of fruit, because he just loves fruit. And he's gonna
Apparently.
empty it out and put his dish away. Yeah. As of now, I guess.
It's all
And he's gonna
pineapple.
walk off. A whole pineapple. He's gonna open his mouth and his tongue's gonna bleed a little bit. He's like, I should never eat too many pineapples. It really burns my mouth for some reason. Like it eats my tongue.
Mango.
Acid or something. Yes, mango.
Yeah,
And
as
he's
he
gonna
leaves,
walk off.
And an avocado.
as Draxus leaves, it's like, surprised that happened without him. Any of the Greek.
Surprised what?
That bleeding that you said happened because you even though you avoided it eating the top parts of the pineapple.
Oh, yes. Yes, somehow he managed to avoid that.
I mean, somehow. You're a fucking wizard and not a fucking savage. You have knives and tools. Otherwise, you can make crystal knives and tools. I like to imagine you do that all the time. You're sitting there with a brand new crystal plate, knife, spoon, and fork.
Charles somehow will never know how I managed it, but I guess I did.
Yeah, I'm just making a comment on how quickly he ate that pineapple.
Yeah, pretty prickly. You could make barbed wire out of that bad boy. But alright, where's Jeffries? I got a bone to pick with him.
You make your way to the Witch Tower, and you go to the message center, and John is on call right now as a message wizard.
You're like, hey, John.
Yep.
John. Hey, man. You got a projection by chance? You know, something for some holographic stuff that you don't need to know about?
There you go.
Be like, perfect, thank you. Want to pick it up and walk off?
I need it back by 5. I got a presentation.
Yeah, okay, sure, whatever you say, bud. And I'm just gonna wave him off and keep walking, barely listening to what he said.
You begin hearing the message inside your head. I need it back by 5.
And be like, I swear to God, I will summon crystals during your meeting. I'll do it. I'm just gonna ignore it and continue walking off. I'm gonna go back to the mess hall where Charles is. I'm gonna set it down right in the middle of the mess hall. Be like, this is inconspicuous, right? We can do it here, right?
It's your own house, so yes.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We're gonna do that now.
Just in the middle of the dining room. Here.
Yep.
Alright. Charles goes about setting it up, so...
As you shunt aside the crystal centerpiece. Here. And
All right, and then Charles.
And the holographic representation pops up. Charles, you want to describe this?
Yes, basically, it's like that quartz core that you mentioned that could teleport at random. Yeah, it's the design off that, except it looks a little more elegant, and for some reason, like it's a bunch of vines swaying on each other has a frame for the mana crystals to be put in. He also has some standard frames for ships. Hasn't really found a way to elaborate or make any special design of his own, so most of these are borrowed.
You're like, all right.
Also explains his reserves and emergency ways on how to propel without that thing, because of how random it can be sometimes.
All right. You're like, now, I feel like we should need a few modifications. First of all, we need it bigger. Bigger is always better, all right? Then, in the center, let's go ahead and make that where we're going to put this nice giant crystal, all right? I'll work on growing it as soon as I can. It's going to take me a while, though. This is a mana crystal that big. That's going to be a lot of work, man. Unless I get a bunch of mages to help out, but I might be able to make that happen. But it's still going to take a while. And I'm going to look at it and be like, you know what? And right where this giant crystal is, let's make it in, I'm going to, like, thumb my head and be like, I can't remember what it's called. Charles, what's that thing called where you go and put a bunch of plants in the ship where it, like, kind of looks kind of homey and breathable and nice?
A terrarium!
She
Yeah.
finally pipes in.
Yeah. Be like, yes,
Gaia flying over the table.
plants? I'll be like, yes, exactly, plants. Now, right next to the crystal, we're going to leave a nice little spot, right? And it's going to say, in memory of Gaia. Okay, this is for when you turn into a tree. It'll be a nice little spot for you to rest. He's going to kind of grin and chuckle. It's such an awful life, isn't it? And he's going to go back to pointing. To be like, now, from the middle of the crystal, we're going to go and make it look like a vines. Obviously, it's going to be metal plating because, we need that. But it's going to look like vines come from the crystal and they go throughout the ship. And that's going to be where the mana gets pushed into the rest of the ship to make everything actually work. Sorry, I can hear myself echoing, so it's getting a little funny for me to talk.
Your guy.
So it'll lead to the propulsion system, it'll lead to the center, and it'll lead to the room where we can have all the mages. And I'm sure we'll need more mages, because if this is going to be a magic-style ship, we need more than just what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the capital ship of mages, something so grand it could face off with Quan if we needed it. He's going to be like, wait, let me dial it back a little bit. That's not the goal here.
Calm down. We don't want him
Hey,
coming out
look.
of nowhere, yanking us back in there. Hey,
Look.
relax.
All I'm saying is I'm going to find all the runes possible that are anti-god. We're going to work from there. He's going to be like, maybe if I find an evil god, he's going to rub his goatee a little bit. Be like, anyways, sorry. Back to the ship.
Time to make deals with deities.
Okay, now that someone's done echoing. So, from this point, that's all I got. That's all I got. I have nothing else. Obviously, we need enchanting tables and stuff like that, but that comes with time. Let's just start working on the base. If you could start working on the outline.
Someone's on the move.
Oh my goodness.
Someone's at the door.
I'm gonna go be like, who is it? I'm gonna crack the door open, and I'm gonna see the guy with the big tits. I'm gonna be like, no, we're not doing it.
No.
I made my mind.
You throw the door open and you're like, we're not doing it. And then you like begin to pan up as a 7'3", well-built man with really worn hands holds a small sheet of paper.
I'm gonna groan. I'm gonna take it from him and read it.
There's a sticky note on it saying, I heard you know how to make special crystals.
I'm gonna immediately look up at him like, did you write this?
And then underneath it is a electoral grant from the college to make weaponry using the special tiny crystals.
I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna look back up at the man, kind of puzzled, then look back down at the paper, and then after a second, look back up at him and be like, look, are you just the messenger or are you eavesdropping?
I'm the craftsman.
I'm gonna be like, the craftsman! I'm gonna swing the door open and be like, get your ass in here, we were just talking about this.
He just squints and walks in.
I'm gonna be like, damn, you're a burly man, aren't you? Alright, I'm gonna shut the door. I'm gonna go back to the table and be like, sorry, man, we don't have big enough seats to fit giants, but I mean, I hope two seats
he's
together
comparable to Skuzak over there.
I'm gonna look over at Suzak and be like, look at Suck, alright? His butt is practically eating the chair. This is what I'm talking about. We need bigger seats. I'm gonna be like, that also gotta be part of the design for this ship, okay?
Anyway, he sits down and then turns to you and begins and puts down a few blueprints he has.
I'm gonna take the blueprints and be like, Charles, can you scan these and put them up on the holo projector like the other one?
Proceeds to do so.
You see various pneumatic rifles that use your little crystals in place of standard bullets.
Be like, huh. I'm gonna look at the craftsman and be like, alright, this is a lot more simplistic than what I was initially going for, but
And then it pans over to a gauntlet that holds 4 and is set to crush them all at once.
be like, oh, this is gonna take some time. You're talking about combining the elements of magic here. This isn't really.
Yes, you see that the gauntlet that's on screen actually has 7 different colored crystals of different types inside a field of some sort. And the diagram definitely dictates a laser beam of some sort coming out the end of this.
Be like, first of all, I'm gonna shake my head and be like, never mind. You guys are gonna use this. I want, at the moment, nothing to do with this. However, let's make a deal.
And the third thing he has is a staff made of a unknown material. It's not written on the diagram, and has 1 big black crystal in the center of it, with tons of slots for other crystals around the center.
I'm immediately going to grab the hologram part and like bring it close to me, kind of expanding it and looking in close. My eyes are kind of wide, my mouth slightly agape. You guys have some very, very
This-
dangerous ideas.
This is the staff that our Archmage holds. I seek to replicate it.
I'm going to look up at him.
Vicious, isn't he?
And I'm gonna start asking the question, does he know about, and I'm gonna be like, wait, I don't care whether he knows about this or not, or who or what you're working for, or if
approved
it's
it.
just, he approved it. Cool. Alright, look, listen. I'll help you with these. I'm going to enlist the assistance of my cohorts here. Alright. I'm also going to need additional mages. And I'm gonna need them each based on the style of crystal that you want. Not because I can't make the crystals myself, but because it can make it a bit more powerful if I have the original magic, a magic user of that style with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after we're done with all this, I'm gonna look at him and be like, how are you with ship design?
By the way, he hasn't broken eye contact with you this whole time. He just blinks. Well, he finally blinks, just not very good. I don't do
Alright.
ships.
So you just do weapons.
I do items.
I'm gonna look at these and I'm gonna point at them and be like, these are not items, okay? I'm gonna pull out one of my mini mana crystals and be like, this is an item. It's simple, it's small, it's something we can do in a day. These I'm gonna go and point at and be like, these are weapons. These are big no-no sticks. And you
They're
want me to
just
help you.
tools. How they're used, it's not up to me.
Yes, go ahead. Just discuss with me the relevance of all this. No, don't, because I don't care. Here's what's gonna happen. I need
Staff is
you.
what the grant is for. The other items are my personal projects.
Okay, so you want help with your personal projects. The Archmage wants help with his personal project, so I want help with my personal project. Do we have a deal? I help you, you help me. Whether that's you directly helping me or you getting someone who can help me, I don't care.
I will
Deal?
do all that I can.
Alright, I will work with that. You're like, now,
As you agree to this and like shake his hand, you finish reading it at the very bottom. He's requesting 10,000 crystals of varying alignments.
You're like, oh my god.
hold up, I would not just not read that part. Are you shitting me?
It's like, hold on. Rub away a number. 1,000. Okay.
Alright, I mean, that's pretty awful still, but alright. Are we talking mini mana crystals or regular
Yes.
sized? Mini. Got
He's
it.
asking for mini mana crystals, at least 1,000 of varying types. That's just for the staff.
I'd be like, you're fucking exhausting. But if you're gonna help us with our project, I'll help you with yours.
You want to come
Now-
by the shop? I might have a few things for you.
Perfect. I'm gonna need everything you can offer me. Be like, wait, now what is being offered to me? I just realized I shook on it with not realizing what I'm being offered in terms of a grant.
For your participation in the grant, you're granted access to live in the tower, if you so wish, and some of the higher, more secure books that have been written, and a few by the Archmage himself. And a
I'm gonna
substantial
go-
payment.
I'm gonna look at it and it's gonna be like, for Draxus Ulysses. And I'm gonna be like, And I'm gonna go and grab a pen and write next to that, and friends.
And it's like, well, the room is a personal room,
Perfect.
but if you
That's all
want
I
to
need.
allow others into it, you may.
Cool. I'm gonna look at all of them and be like, point at each of them. All of them are allowed. Plus my brother, most days, except Fridays. He's not allowed in on Fridays.
Oh my goodness.
Now, there's also a penguin. I'm gonna look around and look under the table, be like, he's not here. He's probably freezing more fucking toilets or something. He's allowed in as well. I need you all to get him a bodysuit. Alright, I like the cold, but he makes it painfully cold now. I'm not dying of heat anymore. Now, let's get together. Let's go do this, team. Let's go make these cool items, and then I'm gonna look over at Charles, and be like, then we're gonna work on this ship. Because at this point, if we can successfully go and research this and create these, I think the tower is gonna be ready to give me whatever the fuck I ask for.
True enough.
Especially
The most
mage.
difficult part is the core, after all. That can count as an item. Stretch his imagination.
Stretch the
Yeah.
definition a little bit.
Say, if you mean item, you mean like item XXXXXXXXL.
Yes.
All right, that works for me. Now, let's go, team. Everyone, let's go get to this house.
Now, by the way, you actually haven't heard of this craftsman before, but you like read the top of it. His name is Ipsig.
Ipsig. You're like, damn. They really fucked with your name, didn't they? You're like, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I have a terrible sense of humor. You're gonna get used to it. You're like, oh,
If the first crystal you could make would be a large one of the wind variety, I would be very, very thankful.
like, sure. All right, look, I'll get to the room. I'll make you one large wind crystal for you. Fuck it, whatever. However, could you ask the Archmage, since I'm building this whole thing for her, can I just get one of the cats? I quite enjoy having them. No?
The Archmage is a him.
Him. Sorry, I remember there being females. Him.
Yes, his mother.
Whatever. Look, can I just get one of the cats? I just want one of the cats running around while we're doing all this.
Could I also get a cat?
It's a special cat. Be careful what you ask for.
He looks at you as like, the cats do what the fuck they want. If they want to be with you or near you, they very much will.
You're like, here, kitty, 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 kitty. I'm gonna look around because I very much know what these cats can do. I'm like, is it on my head? Is it on my head?
You don't notice anything.
All right. Well, time to go, guys. I'm gonna turn around and start walking out. There's just a cat attached to my back with its claws looking back at everybody.
Attached to the shield.
Told you. Devious.
And it disappears when it
Seriously.
runs the corner.
Oh, wow. Alright. We're gonna go there. And we're gonna start working on this. Do I gotta roll for research or something? Or do I have to wait fucking 6 months
to
to make
for a cult.
a cult?
Oh, can I do
We're
it?
gonna
I can
hand
do it
wave
in
one
cult.
day for you and a wind mage to get that first crystal up and running. Because this craftsman has a thing.
Can
Gotcha.
I roll for a cult? Can I help?
Are you a wind mage?
No, but I
Then no.
got really good at cult.
I rolled mine. I got a 30.
So Draxus, after a grueling 8 hours of you and the wind mage, you make a wind mana crystal.
Woo!
A large one.
You're like, huh? There.
It was very trying and hard to accomplish. But you did it. You hand it over to the guy. The guy promptly, you go over to his shop to put it in, and there's a lot of things in his shop. Some of them mechanical, most of them mechanical in nature. He pulls around back, and his shop is actually near to the edge of the bubble, which is near the water. Near the southeast part of the island. And he invites you into the back of his shop, past all these various mechanical marvels. Or just intricacies, really. They're not really marvels in this day and age. And he promptly cracks the top of the crystal until there's a wonderful gust of wind going out of it, and just plops it into a little slot. He made a little motorboat with this.
I'm gonna look up at him slowly, just eyes staring. Really? You couldn't have just gotten a little engine or something? You just wanted to be fancy.
Hold on. It's a little flat bottom boat, and it just looks to have this, big propeller on the back of it. Hop in.
What?
Hop in.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hop in this guy.
I'll just assume everyone hops in, and this fairly large flat bottom boat begins to hover off the ground as he flips the switch for the engine to kick on. You begin puttering around at high speed across the wizard's tower, across the wizard's town. You're moving at 100 feet per round. So you're going faster than a carpet.
Like, damn, this is really useful in the water. Be like, wow, this is really useful. I'm going to look out to where all the giant monsters are on the water.
In the air, this thing's flying.
Oh, shit. Like, this is neat.
You're like, this is fucking neat. You look back to him. There's barely a smile on his face.
Like, look, if you're going to be this miserable, I need you to warn me ahead of time, okay?
No,
It's
no,
more exhausting.
I'm
than
absolutely
you-
ecstatic.
Ah.
Oh, you squint it and say, oh, there it is.
You're like, got it.
Can't believe it worked.
You're like, now, are you dedicated to helping me now that you've seen what we can do?
As he just whizzes over the dark district of the wizard's town, and then promptly over the massive hole in the ground. The abyss. Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Glad you're so excited.
And he brings the flying boat to a stop above the abyss, and then he just like upends a few things into the abyss and then turns you all around.
Right, what the-
That place again. You know that place is cursed.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hella cursed.
Now, let's go back. I really want to get started on all this. It's going to take me a while, my friend. And you. It's going to
Understand.
take us.
The grant was for a year, so take your time. Just a few things are needed before others.
A year. And he's just going to, like, hold his fingers to his temple. He's going to be like, I knew it was going to take a while, but... Oh, let's try and expedite that, man. You're like, I'm a human. I got years to live, not centuries.
I guess each week is going to be interesting as we skip about.
Well, as soon as you're
yeah.
placed on the ground and, upon leaving his shop, do you wish to have any of the items he has on? Because he does have various magical items.
He'll probably look through it before he decides what he's taking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely
There's
going
been
to look through
astounding
them.
leaps in golem technology in your absence.
Golem technology, huh?
Yeah, your 2-ish years of absence. You did notice this when you walked in, but now that he points them out, you see that there's tiny little things made of gears that are like scuttering across the ceiling and shit, like moving things around.
Like, interesting.
They're so cute.
You want one?
Yeah, I want one. What?
Yeah, as you're just like, at the front counter, he's like, you want one? You're like, yeah. He just reaches under the counter and pulls one out and puts it on the counter.
Oh my god.
It's in a little cube, and you just see tiny little blue eyes in there.
Oh my god.
It has
I just
4
scurry
legs.
up to
It's
the corner.
mostly clockwork in nature and how it looks.
Wow.
As it has tiny runes written on various
It's so
stone and
cute.
crystalline components that make it move and work.
Meet the child of Wally and Eve.
I love him. He's mine. I pick him up and I just scurry off and I'm like, I will protect you.
They
and
can
I'll
follow
love you.
simple commands,
Wonderful.
like to move items or to guard an area.
Ooh.
They can't make sounds though, so you can't have them be an alarm or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they
okay.
can tell time.
Oh my god.
So if you want to use one as an alarm for something, you can. Like, at noon, push over a brick type thing.
Okay. Very nice.
Which he then points to a section on the wall that has quite a few of these that are moving ball bearings in accordance with time.
Wow. So beautiful.
It's a simple application, but it's meant to show how they work. Okay, so she got a clockwork insect. Anyone else?
I'm quite alright. Like, I just need any. I mean, like, wait. How long does it take for you to make these?
About a day.
Just one?
Who the heck?
Alright. Well, whenever you're not helping us with these things, would you be able to make me one? Every day that you're not working with us or you're not busy. Because I have quite an interesting idea for later on, once we're finally done making all these projects. These things could potentially be very useful.
He just holds up a box. It's like
You're
full of them.
perfect. Alright, well, it seems like you've been busy, and I hope you're ready to separate with those when we're done. But for now,
There's bigger ones, you know.
yes, I might need the smaller ones though. Let's just say I need mini mechanics.
They really can't fix things.
Okay,
Not
well,
that
Okay, if you're implying that Charles is there, it's like, is that a challenge?
like, no, Charles, it's not a challenge. I'm just saying we could have smaller things that could do things in tighter spaces than when you can.
If you want to give them simple objects and items, they could do a and if statement. You know, you could tell them to patrol an area, and if they see something, they'll use whatever they have. So if you want to give them like a wad of gum to plug up a hole, you could definitely do that.
The only thing that could interest Charles in this shop is if he has tools that can make his work go a bit fast.
Yeah.
This man is one of the few that have some of the lower end universalist shit that allows them to make items very easily.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna pick up anything that seems like it's gonna help me build these things and faster and easier.
A magical condenser is available.
Sure, fuck it. I'll grab a magical condenser.
It more efficiently uses what's in a crystal. Because the large crystals were the only ones for most of the time. So this was meant to hold the extra that was overflowed. And slowly pipette it out over time. In a controlled way. Via like 8 different runes, it implies the mana that's broken inside its little vessel into whoever's holding onto it. Literally anywhere on it. So you could have multiple wizards hold on to this item, break a large mana crystal inside it, and each and every one can benefit from it. Up to 4 people can hold it.
Got it. Hey, so my crystal fabricator, would that be able to help us?
What?
A crystal fabricator? Level 3, crystal fabricator, 5x5x5, 2 turns.
Oh yeah, you can make items that aren't permanent, yes.
Wait, level 6, crystal fabricator, permanent.
Yes.
Can I use it to help me with this process?
Yeah, you totally could.
Well, I'm gonna do that.
Since you can use magic to make the crystals that you need, instead of going out and getting the crystals.
Perfect. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on all this stuff. Now, what do I roll for?
make inert mana to make inert crystals? Then uses mana to imbue crystals with magic. Huzzah!
Seems easier to me. Well, sounds like a faster process. And I can give a little bit to everybody. That way they can all just start imbuing magic into crystals, and I don't have to be the only one to just make them.
Oh, you're not the only one that's actually making crystals, but you're one of the 8, I think I said, people that were able to do so.
Fair, but this makes it so everyone in the room
For
can
whatever
help.
reason, it never reached a double.
Oh, everyone in the room can pipe magic into you if you really want to.
Well, if
I
I'm
would
just
like to
able
do
to...
that.
Alright.
Well,
So, while these weeks go by and everyone's helping to pipe magic into me whenever I need to go and make these mana crystals faster, while we're also attempting to go and make, let's make our crystal wand first, staff, whatever.
Staff, stick.
You know,
But he does definitely hand you a better bandolier for you to hold crystals.
Cool.
It's a simple item.
Hold more crystal.
Small ones and a few slots for large ones. So you now have a bandolier that can hold 20 small mana crystals and 2 large mana crystals. I'm just thinking of the double bandoliers from fucking Wild West. That just have
Fair. I like it. All right, now seriously, let's get to the time skipping, because let's be honest, exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But can we also do rolls? Can you like say, hey, it's gonna take a year, but if you can get X rolls with X people, then it takes a little bit less each time? That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be jumping
Yeah, alright,
weeks
guys.
at a time. After 3 weeks, something's
Yes.
going to happen.
Cool. All right, no one fuck this up.
So, for the next 3 weeks, state what you wish to be doing. And for the one making crap tons of crystals of the varying types that are required,
That's me.
I request an occult roll for each of them.
So how many is that?
No, just 3 for a week.
Okay.
Weeks.
Colt. I got a nothing. Nothing's popping up.
You're not in the game anymore.
Whoa.
Oh.
Neither is a liar.
I got a fucking nat 1, which is a 16.
I think you better refresh and do that again because no one saw that.
It'll pop up eventually.
Yeah, so I got a nat 1 with a 16 there.
Oof.
Now I've got a 29. And I got a 24.
So that net one failed. Over the course of the day, the person that you were working with just either didn't have enough magic or something wasn't going right, and you just couldn't imbue the mana into the crystals. They would just turn black and disintegrate for the entirety of that week. It just wouldn't go right. And then the other weeks, you just did other shit. You don't know what it was.
Alright, guys.
Cool. Fucks it up. Yep, first roll fucks it up. I blame the fact that my connection to the server has been interrupted.
Gaia, what do you wish to be doing for the week?
What do you wish to be doing for the week? Or 3?
I just help Drax focusing in.
You could plant a wizard garden. Magic plant.
Do you wish to be tending to your garden out back? Which tending to it mostly means keeping Gugu away from it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
Stop eating.
As he is a walking winter.
Yeah, I'll do that, and
Guard
I'll
the garden.
just and learning like the secrets they hold.
Okay, so Gaia's just growing local flora.
Very nice.
Gaia, could you make me...
Uh-oh. Better find your phone.
She's apparently in the game.
Yep, she's ready.
can't
What
seem
it
to
do,
find
then?
the requisite roll. So just roll me a cleverness check. Plus any bonuses you get for nature.
Cleverness,
Yeah.
unskilled.
If she has any feats or anything for nature-related stuff, add it.
Yes.
Gotta run to grab the book.
I think she has something that gives her another +2, but I'll roll with that. Is she still here?
She ran off.
Oh no!
Okay, she's got.
Oh no!
I have the faith on my side. Is
Yep.
nature related?
You have nature on your side?
Yeah.
What was your bonus?
Two.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know you have a feat for adding to your thing for nature-related shit.
I thought it was nature.
Anyway, yeah, I need one for each week. So one more. Okay, so throughout the 3 weeks, you learn a little bit and then a lot about some of the local plants. Pretty much that most of them are highly poisonous if you try to eat them. Like neurotoxin levels of poisonous. By the most innocent looking plants. Like one of the ones that you have in the garden has like the flower looks like a wonderful little happy face. It just fills you with joy to look at it. You know that if anything tries to eat it, it'll die horrendously.
I inform everyone in the group not to eat the plant.
Don't eat any of these plants. Most of them will kill you.
They just get a random text from me. Hey, don't eat plants.
Gugo crossing something off a list with an angry face. Might as well tell us we won't be able to have fun anymore. No fun allowed. Sign posted. I imagine there's a sign next to the garden saying no Gugo allowed either. No Gugo and no Isaiah, because he's a walking heat wave.
Yeah.
So we have walking summer and walking winter. They're just no fun to be around. At least your plants, at least.
Wonderful.
You also have a, small little buddling of a plant that you didn't remember planting, but you let it grow anyway over the course of a few weeks. And, the last week when you check on it, it's a tiny little spined plant. It grows successive rows of long, leaves that have big spikes on them. It seems to be a carnivorous plant. And whenever something were to touch or land on it, the leaves pull up, and it falls into the center, where it drops into a small little puddly thing into the ground.
Huh. Alright.
Yeah,
Does it love me?
it's a little carnivorous plant. You notice that on the tips of the little spines that are on the petals, that it has kind of a paralytic effect on things that touch it. So contacting the little fluid on the tends to numb your fingers when you're handling it. And you don't notice the little like pokes you get on your fingers while working with it or near it.
Can I try to talk to it?
Yes, you can.
Sweet.
You do have that ability.
Let's do it. What is it?
If you don't say anything to it, all you hear is waiting, waiting, waiting. And then, while you're doing this, a fly, comes by and touches the plant. And he's like, now! And the blades slowly move up. The fly doesn't move until the blades connect with each other and impale the fly. And then the fly just falls down into the center of it.
I just start clapping. Like, wow.
It's like, yes! The blades stay closed for about a minute or two. And you just see them undulate a little bit. To, loosen whatever might be impaled between the blades. So it does a little wavy motion. And then after a minute or so, the blades open back up, and a little flap closes over what you can assume to be the stomach of it. It's like, yes! And then you just go back to hearing, waiting, waiting.
Brilliant.
Also, you hear you hear a few of the other plants be like, fuck yeah, I fucking love the sun! Yeah! A few of the plants are, very hyped.
Is there a day?
One of the ones that's, more bush-like, it's like, fuck yeah, I fucking love the sun! Fuck chlorophyll! Fuck yeah! That chlorophyll! Sun, give me that sunbeam!
Realized I'm glad I can't hear plants.
The plants are very varied in how they think. Also, while you're, listening on these tiny voices of the smaller plants, you begin hearing you hear off in the distance a tree yelling about someone cut down Charles.
No. No.
And then you hear another one which you assume to be Charles that's yelling, yeah, I've been cut down! What you fucking do about it? Stop him, man! Don't just stand there!
I can imagine the most you can do is throw a branch.
You peek over your fencing and look off into the distance, and yeah, there's a medium-sized tree that has been fallen because it started destroying the road, and the one next to it is left fine. Sad times.
Look around. The one tree down. Absolutely no reason.
It had begun pulling up the road because its roots were growing underneath it. Since no further questions, Charles, what are you doing?
Yes. Charles is discussing with, let's see, what is the guy, he declare himself again? Crafter?
Ipsig.
Hang on.
Mr.
Got it.
Ipsig.
Basically, going to work with him to try and figure out how to, let's see, construct the metal so that magic can flow through it properly. Because Charles knows a thing or two about working with metal, but working with metal that allows magic to go through it, that might be a bit tricky.
I'm gonna need a cult check from you, Charles.
Okay, then.
Along with a, science check. You're not in the game, Charles.
Oh. Yeah, it does that when I go away from the page for too long.
I think a science earth check would be
You
in
say
order.
science for the
A science earth and an occult check. Whenever Charles rolls that, I'll tell him what he gets.
son of a bitch. Alright, it's gonna take a while to pop up. Not very happy with the Earth roll, but
You're still not in the game. Reload the page before you roll again, Charles.
I will do.
While Charles is doing that, since he's the last one. Actually, Skuzak, what do you wish to be doing? Zach? Zach?
I am here. I'm not sure what what to do at the moment. Yeah.
More training.
Maybe you can.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for more training or meditation.
Skuzak, every
What about
waking
this other-
moment. Push-up sit-ups. Push-up sit-up weightlifting. His signature workout. You all know it. Please roll, Charles.
Yeah. It decides it wants to take its time loading now that I've gone and refreshed it. There we go. So sad.
26. And Science Earth? Okay. You get the basics of how it's done, but you don't have the magical acuity to actually cast it yourself. You know, you don't have the spells required.
At least he can build
Or the
it
amount of
into
mana.
the shape he wants. That's the main thing.
And you don't quite know what kind of metal they're using for this either, or what dictates what the metal can or can't be. But you get the basics of how it works. It's various runes and a small power source to get it working. Yeah, but you get the gist of it. Rough estimates and whatnot. You could definitely start drawing about it and making blueprints.
Yep.
While you're with him, he also shows you a few of the bigger ones that he has on hand. Instead of the tiny palm-sized clockwork insects he has, there's ones that are like the size of Roombas, but probably look like a massive beetle, and actually have like little arms that do things. You know, these are proper helpers. They can handle complex orders. And have a small amount of inventory space for you to put shit in. So they can, you know, choose from what they have and make, you know, easy decisions. So you could give it a very broad spectrum thing, and it can handle it. Other than that, there's the standard golems that are just retarded. You know, massive 7, 8, 10-foot tall
Simple instruction.
constructs made of various materials that can do very simple things. Protect me. Attack that thing. Defend this area. That type of retarded.
Yeah, I figured. All right, they're just over there.
Yeah, they're there to do simple things. He knows that the golems that are surrounding the tower are far more advanced than anything that any wizard around here can produce.
I suspect that's a group effort, collab, and all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of wizards that are like a lot of people that actually make the golems that are researching the ones that are on the tower and can't make heads or tails of it.
Which is all good for the arch and higher level wizards.
Oh, the
Alright,
Archwizard
copy
himself can't make heads or tails of them.
Damn, they've been here a while then.
Yes, they've been here for... Well, they were here when the tower was made. The Archwizard himself made the tower. Although he doesn't state how he got the tower itself.
Suspicious, but what is it?
Well, the tower wasn't here when the planet was made. The Archwizard claims to have made the tower. Like, he's responsible for putting it here. But he didn't craft it himself, if that makes any sense. No one can get a straight answer out of him. The most anyone's gotten is, it's a secret you don't need to know.
Fair enough.
But yes, at the end of the third week, a letter comes in for a few certain people. One is sent to Gaia, and the other to Draxus.
Me, pick me.
Both the letters request your appearance in the Abyss. They found something and need your expertise on it.
Sure, I want to talk to somebody though to find out how many guards they currently got.
Okay. It was given by one of the professors of the tower, so feel free to go ask him.
I will.
His
I
name
want to
is
mark
Mark.
my answer.
You know Mark to be in the top 20 wizards of the school, so...
Alright, well, me and Mark can have a talk.
Yes, you make your way from your private room, from your own room in the tower, up to Mark's room, where he promptly buzzes you in, effectively. And he meets you in the foyer.
Mark, you fancy ass.
Ah, yes. Hello there, Draxus. Good to see you.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, it's interesting to see you too, man. It's been a while. Now, I hear that you guys found something. You want me to go check it out with my cohort
Yes,
guy.
quite a few of the druids couldn't make heads or tails of it, so I thought the cursed nature wizard over there might know a few things. Also, given the nature of the thing itself, I figured our favorite Crystalmancer would want to know.
Alright. Well, interesting. But, how long is this trip gonna be? I don't know if you guys went deep into the abyss or if you're just
It's
poking
only on
into
the
it.
second level, a few hundred meters down.
Alright.
Taking a carpet, you'd be down there by the end of the day.
Alright, what's security look like?
Around the area itself is pretty decent. Enough wizards
Alright,
and
Mark.
gunslingers to guarantee any small incursion will be met with stiff resistance. If anything significant tries to come by, it's everyone for themselves.
Of course.
Well, people will probably just hide in the
As
cave,
usual.
which is why I've called you. He shows you a photo, which shows a very dimly lit cave, and the only thing that is lit are large crystals of varying colors that shimmer with
Ooh.
rainbows.
Alright. Be like, and you've caught my attention. I'm gonna go grab my coworkers and see if I can bring them all with me. See if we can check it out and
The
possibly
crystals are
bring some of the
magical in
food.
nature.
Like, I assume that's why you wanted me?
Exactly.
Alright. Well, anything else you got to tell me, Mark, before I head down there?
Pack mana crystals. You're gonna need them.
How many are we talking?
Probably 10.
Alright. Alright, Mark, well, I'll see you down there. And I'm gonna leave.
I'm not headed down there personally. I've already been down there and came back up and couldn't do shit. Hence
You
why
just
I'm...
you just want 10 mana crit.
No, I'm saying you need mana. You need them down there because you may not have much time for rest if anything were to kick off.
Got it. Emergency situations. Roger that.
Exactly.
Alright. I'm
It
gonna
is
go and take
you
my
and
leave.
10 other individuals, and anyone that you're bringing with you.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to take my leave of you and go collect my people.
Oh, before you go,
Yes.
my apprentice. Evan is down there. Please ask.
Okay.
Please approach him when you arrive. Oops, shit. Stay.
Alright. Find Evan. Got it.
See you when you come back up. Goodbye.
Later, Mark. I'm gonna head out. Alright, I'm gonna head back to the room and I'm gonna open the door and be like, alright, everyone. Got a mission. At least Gaia and I have to head down to the abyss. I have to check out some crystals, and she's got to check out some cursed objects. There's quite a few crystals down there, so I wanted to see if anyone wanted to tag along.
I'll go.
Well, you've been requested to go down there.
Anyone else?
Charles pipes up. I suggest Olari and Sustak. It would
Olari isn't
prove
here.
Very useful. He isn't.
Nope. I have her out on a research mission for like next month.
All right, then it looks like it's up to Charles and Sustak if Sustak wants to go.
I imagine
Suck.
Skuzak just nods. Skuzak is AFK at the very moment. Skuzak just nods.
Gotcha.
All right. So if Sustak is coming, then you got Charles and his dragonfly drone at your disposal.
Alright, well, if that's the case, I'm going to be like, alright, everyone, let's head now. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can get back and keep working on our project. And I'm going to take everybody, and I'm going to grab our magic carpets that I'm sure that they supply. We're going to head down there.
Yeah. They would give you one if you don't have one of your own.
Perfect.
As you arrive at the lip of the abyss, you're greeted with 3 team members that recognize you on sight. Isaiah.
Be like, hey, I'm here for, be like, crap, I already forgot his name. Mark's apprentice.
Oh, he's down in the abyss at the very moment. We were sent up here to help escort you down. You see, there are 3 wizards here. One of them has a
I guess
hunting
it's
rifle.
All right. Well, I appreciate you gentlemen coming to escort us. This is what I miss about the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah, the Abyss has gotten a little dangerous in your absence. More things have moved in down there.
Good. Good. That's what I want to hear. I'm going to say sarcastically.
Would you rather us not tell you?
No, I'd rather you tell me. I'm just sad that it's happened.
A lot of them are a few of them are harmless, but quite a few are very dangerous. If they catch you off guard. Otherwise, gunfire in the general direction kind of frightens them off.
Well, I hope it does that again. Now let's head on down there.
For the first layer. Down the second layer, they're a little bolder. Bigger.
Well, I'm hoping not to encounter them, but we'll see.
Hope not.
I know the Abyss can be a little bit
An asshole.
unexpected. Yeah, pretty much.
This ain't our first dive, we know. Everyone
I sure
promptly
hope so,
hops onto
too.
carpets. Oh, and one of the carpets, if you don't want to ride your own, there's a large carpet.
Does it go faster?
No, it actually goes a little bit slower, but it can hold stuff with it. So there's like a cargo crate on one of them. On it. There's a cargo
just
crate
gonna
with
ride
supplies and
mine.
shit. Like the carpet is 10 feet wide by 15 foot long. It's a big carpet.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna go and ride my carpet.
Don't want to ride the cargo carpet. As I said, advances in technology. Technology. Charles,
Definitely happier
do you wish to
for it.
bum a ride with someone else, or... I'll just go ahead and say Skuzak is sitting on one of the cargo crates. Gaia is already on her own carpet. I doubt she'd get off to hop on someone else's.
That's correct.
Everyone's dead.
Nope. Here.
I'm talking
ready
to
to
a
roll.
wall! Charles!
Thought you would be picking up traffic. That's why I had myself muted.
Where are you sitting? Are you gonna bum a ride from Drax's, or are you just gonna hop on the cargo cart?
He'll probably hop on the cargo cart because it's like, okay, apparently we had a delayed reaction last time, so we gotta take this slow.
Okay. So, Skuzak and Charles are on one carpet, along with one of the guys, along with the guy with the rifle, and the guy piloting the carpet. The third guy that's with you is on his own carpet. Then there's the two of you on your own carpets.
Perfect. I'm gonna ride in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you all promptly hover over the dead center of the hole and just begin descending. The first tier seems to be a lot more lively than it was the last time you saw it. There's far more greenery and trees and plants of all types, fields of grass, that type of shit.
Gonna look over at those guys who escorted us and be like, have you guys been trying to plant more recently?
No.
Just growing on its own?
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very concerning.
Concerning?
The guy with the rifle leans over. They're growing a lot faster than they should. Like 2 times the normal rate faster.
Does my magic sight see anything strange about these things?
Oh, the pit is definitely more magical, but the
I
plants
mean, just these
themselves not.
trees. Oh.
You know, ambient man knows normally 2 whatever, 2.5.
Are they
Inside the
saying
pit
anything?
sits at a solid 4,
Hmm.
and inside the wizard's tower sits at a solid 5.
Yeah, that is concerning.
Are the plants like saying or doing anything?
Are you gonna turn on your hearing,
Yes.
your plant speech?
Yes.
From where you are, all you hear is echoing screams from roughly all around you as you are falling into a pit. Well, descending into
And
a
then
pit.
there's that one. And then there's that one guy. Oh yes.
Yeah, one of the nearby trees that you pass by is like, "Fuck yeah, Sunny D!"
Sunny D?
That's how it feels to him. It's juiced up.
And then one was like, "Holy shit, wizards!" Hey John,
Neat.
what everyone? There's wizards coming. Will do. Hi everyone, wizards are coming by. Oh no!
Can I ride by Draxus and like touch him and make him hear the
No.
plants as well? Yes, I thought I had that.
Here comes the book opening.
If the spell's on touch, then yeah, you could.
Yeah, it's on.
I'm pretty sure it's on self. Could be wrong. What is the name of the spell?
I'm looking. It may have been.
You know what level the spell is?
No. Is it a level 2 spell?
Speak with plants. A level 3 spell. Personal. You can't cast it on others. You're thinking of Earthglide. So you could make him fall through the ground.
I won't.
But he's currently sitting on a carpet, so you have no effect. All but way to make someone freak out, cast a spell on him. What did you do? You'll find out soon enough. What do you mean? Hehehehe. Don't laugh at me. What did you do? You don't need to know.
Yeah.
As they just panic because you cast a spell on them. They know a spell's been cast on them, but they don't know what it does. As they just freak out. Anyway. You assume the distant screams are probably blades of grass being stepped on by people?
Poor grass.
If you listen closely, you can hear the sarcasm.
You're right, Charles. You're right.
But yes, it was more of a late afternoon when you started coming down the pit, but as you enter it, it's actually brighter. It's brighter in the hole in the ground than above it.
Interesting. It sounds like hell's seeping through again.
Again?
I read the history books.
I read the history books. Anyway, it's actually quite picturesque as you descend. You know, you see flocks of birds flying around. If you squint a little closely, you see a few of those birds have massive razor-sharp beaks, but ignoring that, it looks pretty picturesque.
Well, isn't that fantastic?
Fucking fantastic.
You know, we could always fix that tree problem by just dropping some more bombs down there.
Wrong character.
No, I'm just saying in general. I didn't even remember that the commander dropped bombs down there, but just saying.
Yeah, you
If
did.
we were to turn it back into a barren wasteland, we could.
True, always good. Wouldn't be difficult, but it would definitely cause some shit down here. Something someone would probably get angry if we didn't get it with the explosion. People would suffer.
Fair.
You know, you don't just bomb a wasp nest and hope for the best, because then the wasps come out, and then it's not fun for anyone.
I suppose.
Or, you know, we could let loose shit. God knows what's down here. Actually, a few gods do know what's down here. That's refused to tell us. Fucking assholes.
Fucking assholes.
I agree with him.
Look over and be like, no one asked your opinion.
I didn't know I needed to be asked.
Does he have a rank in the Wizard's Tower that I know about?
A lot of people you're traveling with don't have ranks that you know of.
Hmm.
If you wanted to listen around town, you'd probably know that they're just, you know, fairly decent divers down here.
Gotcha.
They haven't died yet, so they're pretty good.
Yeah, fair.
You know, coming back from more than 5 different dives into the abyss tends to grant you some respect.
Of course.
They're either tough enough or lucky enough. Or both. Luckily tough enough. Anyways, and it's fairly uneventful. You do hear the screech of a massive winged thing that looks absolutely horrifying, as there's an eye on only one side of its head. But a few shots that whiz past it, it's decides to cut its losses and turn around.
Well, that's good. Thank God.
Yeah, you hear the crying of a child as it flies away.
Probably mimic is what Charles mutters.
It's probably just trying to lure us closer. Mimicking the sound.
And as you're coming down and you're passing by some other, like, outcroppings of, like, land, you know, you're a good 400-ish feet away from it. Yeah, near the vessel. You know, you do hear, help me! Help! Help!
Probably fake.
Yeah, the wizards with you are like, ignore it.
Oh, I am. This is the abyss. If you're crying for help, it's already too late.
Got the gun looks to you. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little too late when you're screaming for help. Or raspingly screaming for help.
It's true.
Yeah, the big bird you saw can actually mimic the voices of people. So be careful.
Knew it.
Yep.
Called it. The bird can mimic voices.
It's a big one, you know, they're like 5 feet tall, 20-foot wingspan. They're carnivores, so they eat things. Sometimes people.
Don't need none of that.
They're actually pretty tasty.
Stop telling me that.
Have you ever had boar? It's like that.
You get very lonely during these trips, don't you?
I don't know. But you can't bring enough supplies to be here the whole time. You gotta hunt and cook what's down here.
I just mean lonely because you keep talking to me.
Well, fine then.
Yes. The Dick Drexus.
Keeps you from going crazy. Like a certain
I don't know,
someone
I
at the
don't-
bottom down here.
I don't know anyone like that. What are you talking about?
The guy driving the carpet. I'm pretty sure he's on the 4th level by now. Yeah, I had that too. Oh yeah, if you see a skeleton walking around, don't try to attack it. It's often strapped with C4.
I've heard of such things. Baffles me that such things are possible. If you see a skeleton with C4 attached to it, don't touch it.
Yes, jostling it will cause it to explode. So just leave it be. They're not hostile. Towards us, at least. They tend to body slam the various creatures around here. And then promptly explode. Fun to watch, yes. I think his name was... Oh, yeah, it's Edax. He's over down at the 4th? 5th? 4th level down? He's pretty far down there. You really don't need to be going down that far.
That's fair.
But he does host the, like, a resting spot.
So, Leah, what's her story? Did she miss us or something?
What? Charles, mute yourself. Whatever.
Are we there yet?
Actually, yes, after the several-hour descent and scaring off a few more of those massive bird fuckers, and entering the 2nd level, mostly uneventful, you see something massive and red, kind of like a giant tadpole, flying through the sky. It's far enough away that it can't see you, or chooses to ignore you as you just float over to where you need to be.
Oh my. A giant tadpole. Very good.
Said it looks like a giant tadpole. It's massive, it's red, and it's covered in feathers. You don't know how it's flying, it just is. It has a massive mouth on the front of it. And you see, like, large fangs protruding from its mouth, even while it's closed.
Look, I'll risk it for the biscuit. But I ain't gonna touch that.
Anyway, you've made it down to the 2nd level. And, after floating in the middle of the abyss for a hot minute while your guide figures out where the fuck you are, he, like, pans around for a few minutes. That way. And you hover your way over to an outcropping, where there are a few flashing lights to help guide. And you make your way, after another hour or so of flying, to the wall of this abyssal pit.
Heard it. Never could really place it with a face until I saw it right in front of me.
I think he's talking to someone else. Actually, I guarantee he's talking to someone else.
I don't think he's talking to us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he said he kept muting himself.
But yet it hasn't. Anyway. Yes, you find your way to the rock face of the abyss. It's a little darker over here, but like it seems kind of like Twilight, also dark. Which by the time you get here, it actually is nighttime, and the light's gone away, and it's properly dark.
Damn,
But you can see the lights from the front of the cave of the wizards who are camped out there.
Well, I'm gonna head towards there, and I'm gonna continue asking for Mark's apprentice.
Yes, you land next to the little fire they have next to the entrance, and you actually meet the man sitting there. There are 4 wizards out front, and after landing, you are approached by a man. He's a little shorter than you. He sits at like 4'8".
Greetings. If you don't know me, my name is Drexus. This here is Gaia and Charles, and call him Suck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was told that you all had something to show me and Gaia.
Indeed, yes. I'm Mark's apprentice, and this is indeed the site. Follow me.
Fantastic. I want to follow him.
He's a very stout man with a decently large beard.
I'll pretend he's a dwarf.
Sure, he fits the thing of a dwarf. He's actually pretty muscular. Muscle wizard. He's actually
Muscle wizard.
he is indeed actually wearing a pair of knuckle dusters.
Well, damn.
As he brings you into the cave. After walking through the cave for a good minute, you find a small little campsite in the cave where people are sleeping and people are having soup and whatnot. And he introduces you to the team, and he just goes through all their names. So if you need to name them, they have them. But you know that's so and so, so and so. This is Mark, and this is Mark, and this is Mark, and this is Mark, and this is Oh, what was his name? What was your name? Mark? There we go. His name's Mark.
You have way too many marks.
Anyway, they're not all named Mark, but you get my point. They're named for you if you wish them. Otherwise, moving swiftly onward, he offers you soup and whatnot, because, it's currently nighttime, Have you all had dinner?
Yeah. Would you be able to show us what we're here for?
Sure. Yeah, as he's sitting there with like a ladle and a bowl, say, have you had dinner? Would you mind showing us why we're here? Sure. Pours himself a bowl of soup, grabs a spoon, and begins walking down the cavern. And eating his soup while he goes down. He turns on a little headlamp he has on as he makes his way down. After a 20-minute walk, going in directions to the point that you're lost down here. But he apparently knows exactly where he's going. He's like, here it is.
Thank God.
As you round a corner, and before you round it, you see the ominous glow from the edge. As you round it, and just see a large opening full of various colored crystals that shimmer and hone. Which, since you can see magic, you're pretty much blind at this point.
Oh God.
It's bright.
You're like, damn, these are
there's brothers
powerful.
in here.
It's like looking at a flashlight.
Jesus.
Annoying.
I'm gonna have to look away and be like,
Just
all right,
turn
guys,
around.
how does it look? Because I can't look at it with just how damn powerful this is.
All you see is white. You did see a little bit of blue between the white, but it was mostly white. Staring into a flashlight. Like, pressed against your eye. You see the spots in between the things, but it's mostly just the things. Gaia, it looks
Gotcha.
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just like tearing up. Like, wow. It's stunning.
Gonna be like, yeah, I'm tearing up too, but it's because I can't see.
Tears streaming down Draxus' face.
Well, you guys definitely found something here, didn't you?
Here, you might want these. And he hands you a pair of goggles.
I'm gonna slap them babies on because my eyes hurt.
These are special anti-magic lenses. I know you see magic.
Well, I'm very glad that you thought of me.
Well, they were kind of brought down before you because we knew you were coming down here.
Well, I'm glad you thought of me in such a way. And I'm glad you also knew
Only
this would
you,
be absolutely
Draxus.
fucking blinding.
I didn't know it'd be that bright, but we prepared in case.
Oh, yeah, it's bright
for
on
the
the
other
night.
ones, he begins handing out monocles to those that want them. These monocles let you see magic.
Whoa! Can I keep this?
Of course.
Thank you so much.
It's kind of part of your payment, whatever you get while you're on this trip.
Wow.
Beautiful. BRB, like
Draxus
30 seconds.
puts on anti-magic goggles, even though it makes him kind of throw up thinking of it. Turns around, no longer sees magic, sees beautiful crystal cave. Glorious. Yes, Gaia.
Oh, hello.
And
I'm
Charles and Zach. Is Zach back?
I'm back.
Sigmar.
Whoa.
Charles.
Charles is just watching Draxus, trying to see if he's going to go nuts over these crystals or if he's going to try.
Well, he went
play it
blind
off
immediately, then turned around because it was like staring at the sun for him.
Yeah, he's waiting for Draxus to recover because
Yeah,
he's seeing it as
after a
crystal.
solid minute of blinking and then getting a pair of anti-magic goggles, he can now look at the area without going blind. And for those of you that want them, he hands out magical monocles. Or M&Ms for short. Each of you get an M&M. Have fun.
Eminem.
M&M.
Alright, so now that Draxus can actually end up seeing now, and he knows what's going on, he's obviously going to be dumbfounded for a minute, jaw dropped. Wow.
Yes,
I've
as
never
there's
seen
all these growths of crystals coming from various angles. And, on certain parts of the cave, there are even growths of different types of crystals layered on top of each other.
Be like, now outside of the fact that you all knew I would be absolutely baffled, why did you need me here? Seems like you know that you stumbled upon a gold mine.
Well, we need to know exactly what kind of gold mine.
Draxus is going to take him.
Also, why it's here, how it's here, and if we can recreate that.
I'm going to look at it in the first
Because to what I'm
instance,
seeing, these are naturally occurring mana crystals. I haven't heard of that.
Am I able to do like a check or something to see if I understand these crystals?
Yeah, same.
Yep. I need a cult check from both of you.
Finally!
Or a science earth or science. Yeah, and a science earth check if you wish.
I'm good at occult. Can I just do an occult?
Yes.
Alright.
You got your rocks off harder than Draxus. As Draxus rolled yet another one to try to one-up you.
Yes.
Draxus, you theorized that just the naturally high amount of magic in the area has just soaked into the crystals, and they absorb it. You don't know how long they've been down here, but they've been down here long enough. A few hundred years, maybe. But as you inspect the crystals very carefully here and there, some of these are elemental crystals, big ones at that.
Well, I'm going to relay this information to them.
Like, a few of them are bigger than you are, in both width and height.
Very good. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to recreate these. I think if we were to recreate them in the tower, they would start taking out all the ambient magic that's currently in there to power themselves.
Well, you did notice while you're walking down here that the mana in this cave was drastically lower than in the rest of the Abyss. Like, it sits at like a 10.
Yeah, I mean, like, we might be able to recreate these, but it would have to be a severely large magnitude of natural occurring mana magic. And then we would have to acknowledge that that area would likely be sapped of said magic. But these themselves look like they're ready to go. But I think if we were to create a fresh one, it would not be good for the area.
Yeah. As we've been exploring the caves, we did notice a distinct lack of plant life in here. Even though most other caves have like moss or lichen on the inside.
Well, if you wanted to prevent all those trees growing and such at the rate that they are, we could attempt to recreate these crystals in those areas.
Do I see anything?
Yes, as you look around with a more naturist point of view, as you look around, you notice that you notice that it's pretty damp in here. There's actually a tiny stream of water that is running from like one corner of the cave to the other.
Can I
Some of it's even dripping from the ceiling. And some of it's dripping from some of the crystals. You kind of, smell and taste the water. It's a little salty.
I relay this back to them. Let them know. It's a little saltier in this cave, believe me or not, guys. There's a lot more water. It's a lot more moist in here.
It's very moist in here. Looks to Draxus. Calm yourself, man.
We look over at Suck and we'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm sure all the saltiness is coming off of his body from sweating as much as he does. But, alright. Am I able to start moving further down the cavern?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that.
As you proceed unblinded, due to your inability to see magic anymore.
Yeah.
Which is great, by the way.
I'm gonna be like, it's relaxing to the eyes, but it's kind of boring.
Relaxing to the eyes, but burdensome to the soul.
Yeah.
Magic was my only friend because I could see it everywhere. Now it's gone. Magic's gone, my brother's gone, Gugo's gone. Now the magic's gone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep going down. I want to keep going down until I possibly find something.
Yeah, you see various crystals of varying colors. And you just assume that those colors correspond to an element that they represent. Most of you have unanimously elected not to smash the crystals as you're walking past for fear of detonating the entire cave. With all the various rampant forms of magic that is sure to come out of it. Because you did see a massive red crystal near the entrance. Like, holding up the roof massive.
Interesting. Do I know what kind of,
Don't hit the red crystal.
Well, it's a very crimson red.
It's holding up the roof. Of
Yeah,
this
you
cave.
you would pry off your goggle a little bit and put your eye around it. You could definitely tell that was fire magic.
Okay.
So elemental fire in magic form is put into that fucking crystal, and it's holding up the roof.
Don't let Isaiah know.
Like this crystal
Alright,
is, about 5 feet wide, and stretches the 30 feet to the roof to hold it up.
I'm gonna look over at Mike's apprentice, and I'm gonna
Mike's
go and let him know,
apprentice.
hey, we could either go and mine all this now, and likely not have anything of close to it in the future, or we could go long term. I think we should keep searching down this hall, so I can see what I can find. But I'm thinking we should go and put this as a long term endeavor. That way, we can continue getting.
Yeah, we're under that impression as well. Couldn't recreate them, we would definitely need to ration them.
Yeah.
Like, grant
However, there
only,
is
and
enough
very
here.
good reason.
You're gonna be like, however, there is enough here to go and say that even rationing, there is plenty that we can take back.
But as you look around, you do know that some of the more lighter red ones are just red in color and not actually fire in nature. As you, cup your hand around it. Cup your hand around your eye and just stare at it. You're like a jeweler, except you take off your goggle to look at it instead of putting it on.
Fair.
You're like, stare at magic, So, be careful which ones you're taking off and how you're taking them off. Because just bashing it with a hammer ain't gonna go well.
Yeah, this is definitely going to take expert mining equipment.
You look around, there's one that's a very harsh yellow. You look at it and you're like, that's very electrical in nature. Don't use any electric or metal equipment when taking this off. Type thing.
Right.
There's going to be a challenge when taking literally any of these off. Can I get a notice check from you, and Gaia?
Yeah.
Now, Draxus, you do know that as you proceed downward, out of the corner of your eye, you notice a small, completely rainbow crystal.
Ooh. I'm going to slightly take off a goggle and try and look at it.
You get next to it and then peel off a goggle and look at it. And it's just rapidly flashing colors in your eye. Just put the goggle back on.
Okay. So he's just gonna slide that one into his
open goggle, rave, closed goggle.
Well, it's very excited.
It's very excited. I will notice you also hear a light hum coming from the crystal.
Get up, you'll start a fucking mission.
Right.
You know what? Think the fucking Nirnroot sound from Skyrim.
Oh my god.
That's literally what I just said. I was like, don't pick it up, you'll start a mission. Murder time.
Charles scans that crystal to see how far apart it is from the other crystals.
I like to watch things die. I know exactly what you're referencing.
See anything with my 18?
Yes, you do. Draxus also notices this as well. You notice that every so often, right next to really, really tall crystals, the big ones, around their base, are very hard to notice black crystals.
Oh. Draxus, what is this?
Like these would be equivalent to small crystals. By the way, when I said this small rainbow one, that'd be the equivalent to the standard mana crystals you hand out.
Gotcha.
You should really take that.
I was
Yeah,
saying
we should
small in
probably-
size, not small in use.
You don't want to take it?
I mean, I want to take it, but I don't want to like fuck this cavern up. We need to see what's going on first. If it turns out there's
Charles
nothing else
notices
similar
that
to
you notice that, and he brings his scanner over to see if he can determine how far this crystal is separate from the others.
The black crystals seem to be, they have like a paper thin barrier or gap between them and whatever crystal they're next to, and they're jet black.
Anything coming from these black ones is what Charles questions as he takes his hands off his back.
If you get close enough to them, you actually hear a very deep hum. It's
Or
very
Drax is
unsettling
going
to listen to.
Draxus is gonna say, "Hey, be careful getting close to those."
Yeah, Draxus, when you look at it with your magical sight, they're very odd. You can't quite put your finger on it. They're just odd.
Can I do another check to see if I know?
Yes, go ahead. This will be a difficult occult check. Roll.
What if that?
Yeah, I got 25.
So 20 said close, but no dice, I guess.
As you look at it, you can't really make heads or tails of it, other than you notice that magic, like the ambient magic, is bending around it. It's not an empty spot. It's weird.
It's just resisting it.
It's weird.
Excellent description.
Like, have you ever looked at a black
Alright.
hole?
Yeah.
The area right around it is very stretched and warped. It's like that.
All right.
Although it's not dead mana, because you can see, you can pick that up pretty well. It's not that. It's weird.
I'm gonna look at Mike's Mark's apprentice, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I want a sample of each of these, except for the rainbow-looking crystal, unless we find more."
He just comes over with a little pick and snaps off one of the small black ones.
All right. Be like, make sure you collect a sample of each of them. I'm gonna have to study them back up at the top.
He's like, "Yep, I'll note it down." He just breaks off one, puts it in his little backpack, and then denotes it down on a piece of paper.
Charles comes over to Gaia. It's not cursed or anything, is it?
Gaia stares at
Points
it.
over to the rainbow
Doesn't feel
one.
cursed.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very cursed, but I don't know. Cursed objects are kind of tricky, so I'd be careful.
Okay.
I'm now looking
Charles
through the
just thinks
pictures
of-
you put in. That last one's actually probably closest to... the last two are probably closest you'll probably be getting. But yes, as you make your way down, Draxus, you notice a few more of the rainbow ones, and they get slightly bigger the deeper you go.
Ooh.
Ah,
And the deeper you go, the more uniform the crystals are. Like, they're no longer little shoots, I should say. Like, near the base of the crystal, there's tons of little ones. There's always one big one popping out of the cluster. And it's just, covered in tiny little ones. As you make your way down, there's the little ones are becoming fewer and fewer, and they're just solid crystals.
Be like,
not
all
many
right,
little
there's
ones around the base.
officially enough now to where we can take a sample of the rainbow crystal.
Got it? And he just, writes down a note.
Perfect.
As you make your way deeper, the cavern opens up to a underground lake.
Whoa!
And the ceiling
God.
kind of extends upwards, and roughly in the middle ground, there are really thick and massive green crystals that stretch to the roof. And roughly
Guys, it's like
in the middle, they kind of splurt outward and kind of start spiking in every direction.
stalactites and stalagmites,
Yes.
except for crystals and magic.
The lake itself has a light green glow to it,
Ooh.
and it's also reflecting a lot of the green light from the massive pillars, which are lighting up a good majority of the cave. You notice there's not very many other crystals in the cave with these big ones. Mostly around the very outskirts, there are a few other crystals. Where do you wish to go?
Right. Hey, Charles, can I get a scan of this this cavern? See how many
Now,
entrances
the
there
green
are?
crystals are actually coming out of the lake itself. Like a good 50 feet from the shoreline, quote unquote.
Considering the size of this cavern, I think it takes Charles 1 to 5 minutes as he slowly turns his device around to scan the area.
Yeah, Charles will get to being a human scanner.
Yeah, that way we can determine how many entrances and such there are.
Yeah. Charles, do a seismic scan. Okay, turns on scanner, stomps on the ground. Thanks. Yeah, you notice a lot of the bigger crystals aren't here. They're mostly small ones. The only big ones are the big 3 green ones that are in the lake. As you get close to the lake and you look into it, you definitely see a few crystals under the water.
Alright, I'm gonna point over to Charles and be like, Charles, you have drones and such. Can you see what you can do about getting them to running through this entire place? Getting a good scan and layout of the entire area?
Charles, your seismic scan has come back. From as far as your scan can go, which is a few thousand feet, there are 2 more entrances to this area. Not counting the one that you came in from. One is roughly 80 degrees to your left, near the other end of the cavern. The other one is fairly above the lake. Both these just continue onwards for several hundred feet each before your scan stops.
Perfect. I need an active drone or something to go through each of these. I think I have the majority of what I need, but I'm also going to need a chip off of this green crystal. At least one of them. I need to confirm that there are no different style crystals underneath the water, and I'm going to need a full report on the scans that we get of each of the left and upper cavern tunnels by the time I get back to my room.
Mm-hmm. He's just penning things down.
Am I able to lift up slightly and check out these green crystals?
Yeah, you can just fly on over to them.
Alright, I'm going to fly on over to them and I'm going to take a goggle off slightly to look at it, see if there's anything interesting.
Now, when you take your goggle off, you notice that the entire room isn't blazingly bright like the other place was.
Interesting.
It's actually very dark around this area, magically wise at least. Around these crystals, it sits at nice 15. Can you what?
Is there anything? Can I see if there's anything cursed in this room?
You certainly can. Get your little notice check.
Alright. You said awareness?
Notice.
No, oh, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yeah, Draxus, you just break off one of the various spiking bits from the center of the pillar. but around the edges of this massive cavern, it's actually magically dead.
I
All
got
right,
a
am I
20.
able-
But around these crystals, it sits at about 15.
Gonna 22.
Gaia, as you look about, you definitely see, like fireflies. Little dots here and there.
Oh no. Have you guys seen Atlantis? Do you remember the fireflies? The little bomb guys? Don't come near them. Don't let them near us. I'm gonna be like super paranoid and I'm gonna start backing
No,
up. I'm like,
I'm saying it's like little fireflies. You see little dots here and there at complete random, like lining the walls.
oh. Okay. I pointed out to everybody else. Like, hey, do you guys see the sparkle? Fireflies?
This is the part where, am I able to give a possible deduction of what I think is going on and do a research check to see if I'm right?
You may certainly vocalize.
I'm going to say that what I think is happening thus far is that this cavern is where everything originated from. I think that these green crystals are what's sucking in the majority of the mana, and depending on where the crystals lead underground, they might be feeding the mana into all these different crystals.
Alright, before he makes the roll, can I assist him?
Sure. Occult roll.
There we go.
Charles isn't in the game. Anyway, Draxus, roll an occult roll.
I'm trying, it's not working, so I'm going to have to restart.
You're not in the game either.
I just have
Gaia
full
is.
out.
Anyway, yeah, so Gaia's deduction is there are a few cursed crystals out and around this area.
Guys, we need to be careful.
You actually walk over to one of them, and it's, you like shine a light on it. It's a crimson red crystal, but it's not giving off light like the ones over in the other cavern was.
I think my role is high enough to assist Draxus.
Yes.
Alright, can I warn them and tell them not to get samples of these? Or touch
You
these?
can, yeah.
Alright, guys, don't fucking touch
and
these,
as you look at this, the large crimson red crystal, which looks almost identical to the one over in the main room, which was identified by Draxus as being fucking fire. This one is most certainly not. You look at it with your little detecting for curse, and there's definitely a small speck of curse inside this crystal, like a firefly.
Clever crystal.
All right, Gaia, you're cursed from head to toe, right?
Yeah? Why?
And you have a centerpiece that's cursed. That's like the primary curse.
My necklace? Yeah?
All right, can you grab us a sample of this cursed crystal?
I just told you specifically not to touch it, and you want me to go up and touch it because I'm the most cursed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Taking some.
Gaia, how do you want to go about
step
getting
back.
this crystal?
Can I actually go for two at once? One for them and one for myself? Because I'm just super addicted to cursed items.
Sure. How do you want to go about getting them? Are you gonna break it off?
Boy.
You gonna cut it? Are you gonna shoot it? How are you gonna do this?
I want
I
to
don't think
see
he wants to
if
shoot it.
I want to see if there's a way that I can kind of like transplant it, like it was a tree itself, like a plant.
You want to dig
Like,
around?
see if
So,
there's
sign of cuts.
yeah.
I got a magic pickaxe. All right, I'm gonna send my magic pickaxe over to help, but I'm gonna make sure I'm as far away as I can be while my pickaxe still works.
You just give it the command and it'll do it.
Perfect. Command: go tap out that cursed object. Just don't
Very,
touch it
very carefully.
around it.
near Gaia.
Here go. Hold out your hand so when it falls, you catch it.
Yeah, the pickaxe will just whiz on over. And it'll be a
Alright.
minute or two before she cracks out one of these. Because these are pretty big in size.
Oh, good.
Like 5 inches wide and 1.5 feet long.
Charles looks over to Stack, looks over to his robot hands. It's like, which of these two should I ask to go over there and help?
But, Draxus.
That's what they call me.
You were asking about the validity of your statement?
Yes.
Can you restate your statement to make sure I got you right the first time?
I'm saying that I think that the green crystals altogether are the ones who are pulling in the power with some possible assistance with these cursed objects. That is yet to be determined. But after all of the mana is pulled in by these major crystals, depending on whether or not these crystals cycle through the caverns at a smaller rate underground, connecting to the rest of the crystals, the other crystals then suck in said mana that it was taking from the ambient magic in the air and dispersing them amongst each of the crystals.
Yeah, it's like a whole.
You might be partially right. Because as you inspect the little piece of green crystal that you broke off, you notice that the inside of the crystal is actually different than the outside of it.
How so?
The inside is white.
Do I know anything about just straight up white crystals?
White crystals are normally light crystals, and they often give off an immense amount of light.
But there's not much light going on inside the caverns currently.
No, there's a dim green glow coming from the big green pillars. Pillar crystals.
Did the light change when I broke a piece off to show off the white that was inside of it?
No.
No?
It has maintained its luminosity.
What do I know about green crystals?
Most green crystals should be Earth oriented in some way. But most mana crystals are the same color through and through. Actually, they all are.
Probably a living thing. Big tree crystal.
Is the green crystals essentially acting as a moss reaching over the light crystal?
You couldn't determine that.
Cool.
But as you look around a little more for your scientific method, you notice that the green pillars, the pillar crystals, are actually evenly spaced. Like down to the nth of an inch, evenly spaced. In a perfect triangle from each other.
Can I tell if this is Can I tell if this is naturally occurring or if this was somehow placed here?
As you look around a lot more, and take a little closer look at that water. You know, you do see stuff beneath the water, but the water itself is a little murky.
Charles, can I get a scan of this water to find out if it's dangerous or not?
Charles looks over the
also,
data.
the water
to
is
see
very
if it's already-
reflective as you look at it. You mostly see yourself before you see through it. Charles, as you go to scan the water, your scan informs you that this is a solid surface that waves.
I think this is your for speed, is what Charles says. Magic. Ooh. Yeah, he does the jazz hand. Because my scanner says solid.
Yeah, your scanner views this as a large, flat piece of terrain. It doesn't see into the water. It just sees it. It just sees the surface.
Can you repeat that?
Charles's scan can't see below the water.
Because it's like a mirror.
Exactly.
But is the scan able to tell me if the water is poisonous or not?
It doesn't have anything for detecting the stuff of the water itself. He didn't bring that kind of equipment with him. That was on the ship.
I'm gonna fly over the water, and I'm gonna like dip my toe into it.
It's
He's
very
a brave
cold.
one, isn't she? Is what Charles says to him.
It's very cold, guys. It's cold water. That's all I'll do for y'all. I'm just putting my toe in it.
As you look at your toe,
You
it's
don't have
actually
any empty
very
containers,
silvery
is what
and
Charles
reflective.
says.
My toe is silvery and reflective.
He
Yes.
asked
Guys,
if you
don't
got any
It looks like there's a
containers
thin
'cause it looks like she
film,
doesn't
like
have
oil,
any.
over your toe.
Don't touch it. It's oil.
Well, it's
I don't
far
think
more
it's
reflective
oil.
than oil.
Can I look at it with the monocle on? Just observing
Sure, you
my
can.
toe.
I'm pretty sure we told Jax about this, but looking at it in a magical sense, it's very weird. You mostly see the
Right.
reflection of other magical things on it. But you can't see through it.
Okay.
Does anyone here have an empty container to take some of this?
Oh, so the things that we can't actually see the things underwater, or it's just a reflection.
Correct.
So on the ceiling, there's probably actually crystals in a formation, right? Because we can't see through the water, we see the reflection. And you
Yes.
said there was. Okay, so it's on the roof.
What?
We're seeing the reflection of the roof of where all the crystals are, since we can't really
On
see
the
through
water.
it.
Yes.
All right, Draxus is gonna start stripping down.
I will mention that the top of the crystal pillars meet pretty flushly with the roof of the cave. Like, they're not formation, they're pretty clean cut.
Once Draxus is done stripping down, he's gonna start walking in the water. He's gonna have his underwear on and the goggles.
Well, the goggles are indeed air water tight, so go for it.
Sweet. I'm jumping
I'm not
headlong
quite
in.
sure what will be
Sweet
at
dives in. Never seen from again.
Yeah.
Can I get a? I'm gonna need a check from you.
Uh-huh.
Can I get a athletics fitness check?
Go through.
You're not in the game anymore.
God damn it. Going back in. I'm gonna have to restart my phone in a minute. Something's going on with it. But let me do this real.
Guy isn't in here either. Oh, you're right.
I am here.
No, in the roll 20.
I am here.
Not on. You are now.
It's just because I wasn't active on it. I'm in
Just go.
Discord mostly. Like I'm on my phone.
Yeah, Drax just goes in. Just
Oh god.
then begins flailing
Oh no.
because he forgot to hold his breath before he went under completely
What?
or something, and is struggling for air as he tries to pop back up.
Can I?
But while you were down
go
there for a
to-
second, you did notice something.
Okay, what did I notice as my life flashed before my eyes?
Well, one, tons of sharp little crystals that you definitely ran against as you dove in.
Oh,
that has cut up your stomach and chest.
oh my god.
I mean, what do you guys expect? I have to get hurt at least once every session, alright?
I am
kind of-
trying to grab him out of the water.
You take
while
4
I'm-
points of damage from all these little lacerations,
Jesus.
and then 2 points as whatever's in the water begins burning the shit out of you. As you then pop out of the water, flailing like hell. The guy just like grabs you and flies you out.
Jesus. Why'd you just dive into the water?
You just see
Why
blood
didn't you
streaming
go-
down his chest.
Oh my god.
I wanted to see what was in the water.
Can I start, like, bandaging him while we fly back to the group?
Yeah, you hover the 20 feet to get back to shore. And then
Jeez.
bandage him.
20 feet. Why'd you go?
You notice that his entire body is very silvery and reflective.
I mean, like, I think that these are all crystal flakes. Bunch of just almost
And
dust-sized
it burns
crystals.
like hell in his wounds.
I am one with magic. And it burns.
Can I, like, take some samples?
Don't take samples off of me. You take samples off your toe.
No, of the fucking. I can just go to the actual. We're still here. I just
Well, who would have thought?
get some in a little container, and then.
So
bada bing, bada boom,
Kevin
get some-
walks over with a
I'm
little
gonna-
vial and takes water.
I'm going to use Lesser Restoration on myself.
Nice.
Yeah, after you finish, as you complete bandaging him, you watch as he casts a spell, and the wound that you were trying to bandage just closes up on its own.
Yeah, I'm fine.
As you watch the shield on his back glow for a second.
Oh, that good.
You'll be like, don't touch my shield, it's mine.
And it's cursed, you can't take it.
Yeah. Alright.
What would happen if
um,
I touched it?
It would hurt. It's
Charles
got
just
crystals
decided not to
inside.
touch that topic.
Okay. I won't touch it.
Charles, what?
He looked like he was about to say something about her saying she wants to touch it, and then it's like, nah, no, I'm just gonna step away from it.
Wise decision.
Everyone wants to touch it.
Alright.
Charles is just frustrated it took this long for people to decide, alright, let's just take a sample of this stuff.
Look, we were before, but damn it, I wanted to go and find what's going on with this water, alright? It's got tons of pointy crystals at the bottom.
Yes, along the shoreline. It's very shallow, as you realize, even though you dove in several 20 feet from the shoreline. Yeah, you dove in, and pretty much 5 feet under the water is sharp.
Needless to say, it's gorgeous, and it hurts.
Gorgeous
Apparently beautiful.
and painful.
Yeah.
Like a rose.
Yeah.
But the crystals you found down there were definitely numerous. Very, very numerous. Coating the entire bottom numerous. That you could see for the brief moment that you scraped against them.
Yeah.
Charles is considering to make something that can go under there to get it, but
Yes.
for it to not have any cracks or this burning stuff to ruin its surface, how long does he think it will take to build such a thing?
To build an absolutely tiny submarine, you'd probably sit about 2 days.
Perfect. Alright, I think we've seen everything we need to see for now. I think it's time for us to head back and we can research everything that we got going on.
Yeah, as we're heading back, Charles tries to instruct his mechanical ants to pick up any loose crystals that won't cause a chain reaction.
Okay. Yeah, your ants saw off a few crystals here and there and then promptly walk off. The ants don't quite know what you mean by chain reaction. You lose one of your ants as they try to saw off a lightning crystal, and promptly gets this shit zapped out of it.
Bzz.
Poor little guy.
You actually hear the thunderous crack of lightning, and then a small explosion as his little ant fries itself.
Oh
I'd be like,
no.
"That, I want a sample.
But it did break off the part of the crystal it was working on, so you can at least take that.
Your sacrifice was not in vain, little mechanical insect."
Charles weeping over its corpse.
Poor little guy. Oh my goodness. Just fucking zapped and died. Just blew up.
He kind of kills some of the mood by saying, I'm glad that I didn't use my main one.
Gosh.
His other little mechanical ant comes back with a standard mana crystal of the large size. Not the normal size, a large size.
Holy shit.
Huh. Don't remember giving you that much juice. Good. I'll give you a nice tune-up.
You know, small ones are like a few inches big. Normal ones are like, you know, soda can sized.
Charles instructs the ant to walk it over to Draxus so he can store it
I
away.
think the normal one sits at 2.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall. Large crystals sit at 5 inches wide by about a foot long, and then just go up from there. So, you know, this is a pretty hefty crystal. It's a few pounds. As you guys go to leave, Kevin stops you and is like, you don't travel at night. There's lots of things that travel at night. We are not one of them.
Oh.
Please,
Okay.
enjoy some soup that you unceremoniously denied when you walked in. And he just hands you a bowl. Draxus? Draxus?
I am here now. I had to restart my phone.
Ah. He says you don't travel at night, and is offering you soup.
I would love some soup, and I would love a nap.
I would also love some soup and a nap.
Charles just wonders what's in the soup.
Various local animals and plants. Tastes pretty good.
Once Alari gets back, I want the recipe for whatever this
It's
crap
very
is.
gamey, kind of like boar.
Or you say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very rich
Charles
and
takes
gamey.
out-
Like if you've ever had like wild boar.
Yeah, which one doesn't have the boar in there is what Charles asks.
Oh, there is no boar in this, and it's all the same. You don't like it, you can start.
Somehow that makes me even more worried, but alright, let's try some.
You know, it tastes pretty good, homely.
Alright.
It's a good meal. Doesn't make you want to die when you have it. Not the best thing ever, but it'll prevent you from keeling over.
Yeah, he's had meals like this before. He doesn't bitch about it.
You all spend 2 days down here in the Abyss as they prep for the ascent. They gather up quite a bit of the crystals and whatnot and package them away and load them onto the cargo carpet.
Alright, Draxus, you made a note of the one that one of my aunts got. You know, the big one.
Yes, you have
Oh, yeah.
You personally have that. Also, Draxus, you personally have one of the little, like, the little rainbow one. So it's the size of
I
a
would
little
make
crystal.
this. Yeah,
I would love.
Charles just speaks over to him. That should make the staff a little faster to complete.
Would I be able to snag some mana crystals that don't like blow up or cause
Yeah, I
any
think
damage?
you'd have very few because
Most of the
you're like,
elemental ones do something when you break them. So dislodging them from where they are does something.
Yeah, so in other words, she saw a few ones that she's like, nah, no. So
Yeah,
she got very few.
all the
compared
ones that
to-
are blue are just straight mana and sometimes cause something when they pop off, but most of the time no.
So what 3 or 5 did she get?
We're just got
Okay.
standard mana crystals, and then the cursed ones that
There
she
we
grabbed.
go.
All right, that works.
Good to hear you're happy.
Yay!
Yay.
So, how many mana crystals do I pick up? Safely. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to
you grab
risk
a
it.
few of the small and normal-sized ones.
Okay.
At least 5, 10. We'll say you have 7.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you.
3 of the normal, and the rest are small. That's the type of ones that you've accidentally broken off while walking. Oop.
Okay. That works. I'm just like walking through. I'm like, snap.
Oh, shit.
Cool. Alright.
Anyway,
So we're on our way
as you
back up.
ascend, everyone is racked with horrible everything.
Horrible everything?
Yeah, as you raise up in levels, everyone is horrible. What's it called?
Is it like when divers go underwater?
No.
Oh, okay, okay.
Vomiting. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, nausea?
Nausea. There we go. Intense nausea as you ascend. If you not wish to automatically fail, I need perseverance checks.
Working on it. Give me one moment, please. Load it in now.
The veteran divers down here with you barely have do a slight gag here and there, but other than that, they keep going perfectly fine.
Alright.
They've thought of this ahead of time since you are fairly new to coming down here, and they've like tied your carpets to their carpet
Oh, wow.
so that you're not
What
so that you don't fall down if you were to pass out.
I say thank you so much. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm really trying to load in. But
Same. It's fighting
let
me.
Here, I'll let you load in, babe. Go ahead.
No. It doesn't affect us just because we're nearby.
Perseverance.
You know what I mean? Alright, you want a perseverance?
Yep.
$15.
I'm loading in still currently. But we're getting there. Don't you worry.
You also suffer from mild dizziness as you're going up.
Oh man. We're really getting just messed up, man.
Yeah, I think it's every 30 feet you get hit by these effects.
Jeez, and I thought we were on the slow one.
Oh, this is the easy floor. The deeper ones are much worse.
I'm still loading in.
I'm still standing, never been. Living like a true survivor. Living like a little kid. Still standing. Draxus manages to hold himself together.
Boom! A 17.
Gaia manages to keep herself together. Charles.
Damn. I was hoping that I'd be skipped because we're on the slow big one, but alright, I'll roll a perseverance.
Oh no. The rate of your ascension doesn't matter. It's ascending at all. More than X amount of feet.
Going on, Tyler.
Oh.
Who this?
Memento.
Unskilled perseverance roll.
Hold on.
As Sigmar still isn't here.
Must have dozed off. Somehow connected still, I guess. So,
Well, he left saying something he ate didn't agree with him. And
alright, which one did I hit?
Charles manages to open his helmet before he begins losing that wonderful soup from last night. Hit. You know, they take breaks every 100 feet or so. And after leaving the second tier and beginning the first tier, they set up camp for the night. That's just how slow boating it is going up.
I bet the higher wizards have the good stuff all to themselves, is what Charles mutters
Me now?
as he's recovering.
There you go.
Yeah, I got back like a while ago.
Yeah, that Discord must have dropped you real fast. It
Well,
did
should've
that
said
to me
something.
too, but I recognized it.
I would say, Skozak, hello, every so often, and never get a response from you. Anyway, since you're here, roll a perseverance check.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna follow Draxus. I'll be right back.
Okay then.
I need another perseverance check.
I'm getting to it now.
I basically need 2 from everyone. 1 for the first day, 1 for
What?
the second day.
Frick. Alright, here we go.
A 12 and a 22.
Skuzak being his first time
So you
ascending
lost a
in
bit
the
of
abyss, didn't fare too well, but didn't lose his lunch. On the second day, though, he was a fucking champ. Barely a cough from that man. I only need one more from everyone else. Just 1. Draxus?
I got a 6.
Draxus begins losing, you know, this morning's breakfast on his way up.
Son of a
Well,
bitch. That's a sensitive button right there.
here, I'll roll for Gaia as well. A 19. Eat my ass.
Gaia takes her second day a lot better than her first day.
Oh my god.
She just loves the air around here for some reason.
And Charles
Ooh.
manages to keep it down from the first tier up. Yeah, after years the first tier, they turn around and say, it's a lot easier up here, and it's not as much of a burden on you. Begin going up. Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yes,
even
you leave the abyss as the sun begins to set. You're out of the abyss now. As you arrive at the little dock area, which there's a nice loading and unloading zone for carpets.
That's nice.
And someone did send up a message ahead of you. So there's a small group of wizards and people here to help offload shit. Of what is being offloaded. The rest of it just stays on the cargo carpet and accompanies you back to the tower, since they're shipping it to your room that you have there. Nice, right?
Yep. I'm gonna end up just doing research on all of this for like the next week. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I was like, oh.
Doesn't and feel good when you say you're gonna do something and says he never heard it.
Yeah, Charles knows. Because most of what Charles says never comes through. He's had whole monologues while being muted. And then wonders why he believes that he never talks. It's because we never hear him. It's not that he doesn't speak, it's that he's not heard.
Hmm.
Now? Too soon?
Who's in?
Too soon?
Who's in?
Anyway. So we go ahead and call it here for today. Is that a good deal?
It seems fair.
About a 3-hour session. Lots of lore.
I'm
Alright.
big.
Last time I didn't want to interrupt anyone, but I may as well bring it up to the front now. What am I looking at if it was the 180 to my physique? What does Charles look like if he does that? Because I'm having trouble deciding between cleverness and physique. I want to know which one seems more appealing.
Physique is your physical strength. Good for melee weapons, or doing feats of strength. Like lifting things. Or breaking things. Like crystals off of walls.
What would you say a physique of 4 looks like to you anyway?
Well, the average person has a physique of 0. So, beyond that, you're more toned.
Okay then. I know I'm going to put it in cleverness then. I think I'm pretty set with my 3 then.
Yeah. As players who have, 2 points and shit, you're better off than most standard NPCs. Which most of them might have 1 in all stats. To be above average.
Amazing.
Average is 0 for everything.
The clothes make the man of those NPCs. You're like, I wouldn't know that you were that scrawny underneath all that cloth.
Time to reveal my secret stat: physique of 20. Like an anime where the twig walks over and proceeds to judo throw the 500-pound man.
Let's do it like the old country. Whoa, did Google not make it?
No, Google didn't make it. Google, I'll be a little late.
Well.
Google never shows up.
It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't end up leaving when they were supposed to. They never leave supposed to.
They never leave on time.
They fucking never leave on time. So I feel like, come on over the house at 2. We'll be ready. Get there at 2.
The stream is still up, by the way.
Oh shit.
Stream.
Well, at least we're not embarrassing ourselves that much.
I say the stream is still up for if I wanted to speak about lore shit, so we have it on record.
Alright.
Can I get info on all the crystals that Draxus knows about? I posted it just to make it easy if you wanted to do it that way.
What you know about the crystals is that green crystals are mostly earth-related, so they'll have earth or rock-based properties. White crystals are light and good, so healing or that type of magic. Red is fire and various forms of heat. The different hue of red can determine what it is, like lava, if it's a very, very dark red. And if it's too light of a red, it's just heat. Now, dark blue crystals are ice or water. Just, like a standard baby blue, or just blue or light blue, is just standard mana crystals. Black crystals that you know about are soul crystals, which use human souls to make them. But that's probably not what you're looking at when you're holding these crystals. The black ones that you
stay
actually
away from
acquired.
it, but
You
you're
don't know
not
about those. They're just weird.
against it.
You'll be researching those over the week. And the rainbow crystal, you also don't know shit about. Nothing happened when you broke it off, so... Well, they weren't broken off, they were carefully excavated out of the wall. Because their property was so unknown, we'll just take the rocks around them.
Alright, take care.
And then you have your crystals with some sort of curse attached to them. Or something. Gaia can't quite identify what it is. It's not a full curse, but it's something. It's definitely weird. And yes, Draxus, the room you have is definitely more of a laboratory than a room.
Good. That's the point. I just want to set up
Like-
each of these crystals
Like,
around
your
my
bed is, in the corner of the room with a small wall. The rest of it is, work area.
Yeah, I just want the entire rest spread out with these crystals
You even
throughout
have
it.
your
but
own
I don't-
defensive magical circle.
What?
You know the magic circles that are in the library and testing room?
Yeah.
Those.
Those are what?
They're called protective circles, and no one knows how to make them. They just came with the tower. It's 8 consecutive magical circles. All you need to know is anything that happens inside that magical circle stays in that magical circle.
Okay, so I can have small circles like that around each of the crystals. Slash where I would
you
stand.
have one in your room, and it has the room of a 10-foot by 10-foot space inside it. So it's for small experiments that you don't want, nuking the tower.
Fantastic.
If you remember when you were commander, there was that small black hole that was in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
So stuff inside the circle is effectively its own thing and can't affect stuff outside the circle. So if you want to test things, put it in the circle to test it, and it won't affect anything outside of it. Including bombs. People have actually set off, 500, 1,000-pound bombs inside these circles, and they don't leave it.
Gotcha. They just fuck up the circles or anything in them.
Well, no one wanted to test a nuke. They kind of drew the line at a 1,000-pound bomb and left it there.
That's fair.
As the blast wave from it, well, part of it, left the room and blew books around the room. It was people weren't happy.
Gotcha. Alright. Well, I think I've got all the info I need for next session. Definitely ready to research these fucking crystals. I want to know more about the black and the rainbow.
Yeah, they're definitely special in some sort of way. I don't
Can't
know,
wait
but
to find out.
I just imagine you sitting on a chair with a box of these crystals you acquired, and you're just throwing them into the circle to see what happens. Ooh. Ah.
Hell no. You can imagine all you want. He would not just be launching these things to break them in such a way.
It's breaking them determines what they do quite easily.
Oh, good.
I guess
Oh,
he does
good.
that for those that he has spares of. Otherwise, it's alright, I'm gonna spare
Well,
you.
he's
in
given
this part here.
quite a few of each of them, 10 of each.
Gotcha.
So, breaking one of each in the circle just to see what comes out is well within his expendability.
Well, I'll be doing that, but while I'm breaking each one, I'm going to have Charles with me with some cameras as well. One with regular view and another with magic view, just analyzing them. That way I can
Cameras
look
can't
back
record
and...
mana view, actually. It's a biological
Really?
thing. Yeah.
What if we get an eyeball and attach it to a camera? And then put the monocle over the eyeball? I mean, it sounds like a decent idea, I'm just saying.
I don't know how you do that, though.
Well, considering you can go and attach robotic eyes to people, and you can attach new eyes into people, I think it would make sense if you're able to go and take an eye that's properly surgically removed. I'm not talking like spoon removed,
Spoon.
and then attaching it to wires that would essentially be like a robot, but it's just simple that
Well, a few
just
of the
leads
wizards in the
straight
tower
to-
that do have cybernetic eyes do state that the M&Ms don't work with that eye.
Nice.
They do not.
No, this is sarcastic. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, Roger that.
Any other questions before I end the stream?
Oh yeah. Is mechanic considered a slight branch of anything?
What? You cut out.
Would you consider a mechanic a branch of smithing?
Kind of.
Yeah, because
I
Charles is
think
gonna
that
try
falls
and
under
convince.
armor, actually.
Oh, alright. He's gonna try and convince Sustak to at least pick it up as a hobby, considering all those bulked up roid with the muscles. It's like, you could be a little creative with that. I
Scuzak,
respect
ever
your
thought of
art,
taking
but
up smithing? Just hand you a hammer. My training takes up all my time. Begins doing his push-ups, sit-ups, handstands. Weightlift. Absolute unit.
yeah, the metal that he hammers out is just gonna be like, oh my gosh, the density of this thing.
All the metal any metal he hammers out is probably just going to be straight fucking tinfoil sheets when he's done with them. One swing. Bink! Here you go. Tears. Oh no.
Alright, so this one took 1,000 pulls. It's like, how the fuck did you pull this 1,000 times? Just look off to the side.
Quite quickly.
Alright, anyone else?
No, I'm all good. I've asked my question.
What's Gaia doing? I know that she muted.
Masturbating furiously.
Furiously.
Furiously! Anyway, Gaia, what are you doing?
We had a surprise visit from a friend and her brother, so she's currently finding out
To
what's
be
up.
determined off screen and not on record. Understood.
Got it.
Well, I hope all of our future selves enjoyed our past selves, if we ever watch this, probably on road trips. And hope to see you some other time.
Yeah,
Let's have any parting words?
yeah. Hey, present me, quit jerking off so much, man. It's weird.
You'll go
That's all.
blind.
Go blind. No wonder I wear glasses and can't see.
Yeah, same.
Later, me.
First world problems. Also, that's it. I'd like to thank everyone that's here, and hope everyone has a good time. See you next time. Hope you can catch us live. Goodbye.